welcoming yourself to this moment, welcoming everybody else to this moment. And I welcome you here. And so allowing for the mind to just settle here in the moment. There's no much that you have to do, you're already here. And so just embracing that. Maybe bringing your attention to the body that's fully here and noticing all those areas of contact of the body with the seat or the chair. And allowing the body to just really safely, really supported to sink into the surface that's holding you right now. Inviting for a sense of tuning in, an invitation to rest your attention in this moment. Notice how the body is breathing, and it does that all on its own, so there's no need to change or modify. And now bringing your attention to your feet. And if your feet are in contact with the ground, just really feeling the ground underneath. Might even imagine that there's roots growing from your feet, going deep into the earth, connecting. Allowing this earth to just resonate back with you in this moment. And then just noticing if there are any sensations here at the feet, warmth or moisture or coolness. Noticing the toes that might or might not be here. The bottom of the feet and the top of the feet. And maybe bringing a sense of gratitude to your feet for just being here right now. Whether the feet are still working optimally or not, there's still a lot going on in them. Now moving your attention up the legs, starting with the calves, and then the knees and the thighs. Noticing if any of these areas are in contact with the surface that's supporting you. And there might be a sensation here, maybe warmth or maybe softness. And there might be times in which there's no sensation at all, and that's okay. As well as there might be times in which sensations might be intense and difficult. And if that were the case, you can always go back to the breath. You can always shift your pose. And the same goes for emotions. You encounter any difficult emotion, something that maybe is not suited for this moment for you, something you want to attend to later, you can always go back to the breath or open your eyes. But if you're with us, just allowing your attention to rest right here, right at the legs. And maybe bringing a sense of gratitude towards the legs that are here. So whether they're optimal right now, working optimally or not, they're still going on here. Circulation, oxygenation. And as you bring gratitude to these parts of the body, maybe just choosing your own words for whatever you think that you might be grateful for in this part of the body. Supporting you, allowing you to get to places, contributing to your well-being by just being here, supporting the spine. Whatever you think that they might contribute to your life, and then maybe just bringing a sense of gratitude. And then moving up to the hips, the pelvis, and the tailbone. And if you encounter an area in the body that's causing discomfort, something where you notice yourself that there's some resistance to it, maybe seeing if you can bring a sense of compassion towards it, whether it's like, I hear you, I see you. Seeing if we can befriend the discomfort in some way. But if it's too much, taking care of yourself, opening your eyes, shifting your attention, perhaps to the breath. And now moving your attention to the lower back, lower spine. the abdomen. Maybe you might be able to feel the breath here as the belly expands on the in-breath and contracts on the out-breath. So noticing if you're holding any tension in this area and seeing if you can let it go. Moving up to the upper back and the upper spine. And the chest. The rib cage. The lungs and the heart. So whether you've paid attention to it or not, the heart has always been beating. The lungs are always working. Every cell in your body is always working for you. Every bone, every muscle. Noticing if any judgment comes up. And bringing a sense of acceptance. Acknowledging whatever it is that's here right now in the body. And noticing that is actually working in this area, the lungs, the heart. And instead of having a visual image of the parts of the body, really sensing through this area, feeling the lungs expanding, the sensation of the heartbeat. And perhaps you might encounter tightness or tension anywhere, seeing if you can let go of it. And if not, then just allowing it to stay for now. Whatever is here will change on its own, just like everything else. Now moving up to the shoulders. The palms of your hands and the fingers. Noticing any sensation here, maybe warmth or coolness. Maybe tingling or numbness. Moving your attention up the arms. And the shoulders again, and the back of the neck. Sides of the neck and the throat. And now checking in with your jaw. How is the jaw? Is there any tightness? Is there any tension here at the teeth? And it's not about wanting things to be different than they are, but really an invitation for things to just change on their own. Maybe letting go of tension if possible, maybe letting go of tightness if possible. Noticing the muscle around the face, the cheeks, the forehead, the eyes. And maybe you can feel the breath at the nose, the nostrils, maybe the back of the throat. And how about the left ear and the left side of the head? And the right ear and the right side of the head. So if you're here, most likely you can hear. So maybe bring in a sense of gratitude for all those things about the body that we just don't often notice even. Now noticing the back of the head and the top of the head, the crown of the head. Whenever you're ready, just taking in a deep breath through the nose and exhaling long, longer than the in breath, emptying up those lungs, letting all the air out. And then taking in another deep breath. And exhaling even longer. And one last deep breath. And on this last exhale, just softening any tension that might be unnecessary right now, that might want to let go, and just allowing the body to gently relax into the moment. There's nothing to do right now. There's nowhere to go, but just being here. So bring in a sense of gratitude towards this body for being here, for allowing you to navigate the world the best you can. And maybe just bring in one thing about the body that you might be grateful for. And now just rest in your awareness right here in the breath. And you don't have to breathe any particular way. However, your breathing is just fine. If you're here, you're breathing. And so however you're doing that, it's okay. And even letting go of your attention in the body and just allowing the breath to flow, this breath of life at its own pace. Leaving all the doing behind, leaving all the thinking behind, and just being here right now at this moment. And giving it all a rest. And gently focusing your attention on the breath. As Jon would say, as if your life depended on it. Following each in-breath from beginning to end, and each out-breath from beginning to end. And whenever you notice that thoughts come and go, that's okay, that's normal, that's what the mind does. But really just tuning in and coming back to your breathing. Noticing maybe the quality of the thought, and then coming right back without entertaining it, to just being here with this breath of life. knowing that at this moment there's nothing more important than being here. And as you sit here, or lie down here, or stand here, just bring in a sense of your entire being, a sense of being complete, being whole, WHOLE. And noticing who you are when all the thinking slows down, when all the to-dos go away. And we're not trying to be anyone else, but who you are. This being, just being here. And becoming aware of the thinking mind as I say that. Whatever thoughts you're noticing, just allowing them to pass. Resting on being. Resting on that space between each thought. Coming back home in this way. Maybe contemplating the wonder that you are. The beauty that you are. There's no need for more. There's no need for less. In this place, you are complete. And maybe just for a moment, letting go of all those habitual ways of the mind. Maybe even shedding all the thoughts that you identify with. The notion of who you think you are. Who you think you should be. and allowing yourself to fully arrive here. Just wholeness, just completeness. And in this stillness, you're perfect just as you are. Tapping into this intrinsic potential of a human being, which is not measured by doing, but by just being. Not measured by your thinking or the identity you've created around yourself. And in the words of Jon Welwood, he says, forget about enlightenment. Sit down whatever you are and listen to the wind singing in your veins. Feel the love, the longing, and the fear in your bones. Open your heart to who you are right now, not who you'd like to be. He says you're already more and less than whatever you can know. Breathe out, touch in, and let go. Jon Kabat-Zinn, in his book, The Healing Power of Mindfulness, A New Way of Being, he says, our preoccupations with who we think we are is important. They're important, but they're not fundamental. So if you could let go of all your wants, everything that takes your peace away, all the habits that keep you from just being, who will you be? Khalil Gibran, in a poem saying, Becoming the Ocean, says, it is said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she has traveled from the peaks of the mountains, the long, winding road crossing forests and villages. And in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast that to enter there must seem there that to enter there seems nothing more than to disappear forever. But there's no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. To go back is impossible in existence. The river needs to take the risk of entering the ocean, because only then will fear disappear. And because that's where the river will know it is not about disappearing into the ocean, but becoming the ocean. So John Kabat-Zinn also says, once we know who we're not, who we are, and know who we think we are, we can find creativity away from our habitual way of the mind and tap into our true potential, a true self. So allowing for this breath to just rest here together with your attention in this moment. Allowing for these words to maybe just pass by, leaving a message behind. And coming back to your true being, your wholeness, knowing that you are complete. That by being, you tap into your inner self, to who you really are, without the thinking, without the identity. And so maybe bringing a sense of gratitude towards yourself for giving yourself this time, this moment to be here, for being here with one another. So I thank you for your practice. I thank you for being here.